Today I'm going to share with you a correspondence that I had with the alleged alien autopsy hoaxer, spyros melaris. And I'm going to share this with you not because I'm taking it as face value. I'm sharing it because to this day there is still misinformation being spread regarding the subject, and I think my exchange of words I had with this person continued to shed some light on the truth of the matter, and nothing is definitive, but I still wanted to share this with you. As some of you may know, the disclosure artist is an artist and makes products, and they're out there just to try to raise awareness and be a conversation piece, start the conversation. And one of such items I put on my Etsy store was a necklace. It was a chain made from a keychain that I put on a neck chain and sold as a piece of jewelry. It was the Roswell Area 51. These things get lumped together, but it was the Roswell alien crash site control panel necklace that I'm referring to. So after I got my sale, immediately after somebody bought it, I received this message. Dear Disclosure Artist, my name is Spyros Melaris. I am the designer and copyright owner of the Alien Autopsy and of this work. As far as I know, I have not granted permission for anyone to use my designs. Please remove them at once. If you would like to discuss a license, please contact me at mrmagical.co.uk, etc. Thank you, Spyros Melaris. To my utter shock and dismay, this occurred while I was away. I was out of town. And I did not respond for a few weeks, but I did, of course, honor his request at that time. And I removed my ad, and I reimbursed the individual who purchased the item so as not to make illegal money. But as soon as I had done all of those things and cleared myself of any red tape, I did write him back, and the initial email from him came on, what is the date? Friday, March 5th, okay, of this year, 2021. I responded I think 2 months later. And I'm going to read you that correspondence right now. I then, on May 14th, hit him back with, are you saying you designed this Roswell UFO crash 1947 keychain from Alien Fresh Jerky Company? Because that's where I bought it. He goes, hi, yes, I designed that hand panel and it was used in my alien autopsy film, and in particular the debris footage. All the best, Spyros Melaris. Okay. I then responded with, the footage is inauthentic. Are you saying you designed the props, in quotes, for the film because it was fake? He goes, the film is 199% my design, made in 1995. I hold the copyright, and there was never any genuine 1947 film. It is all in my book, thealienautopsy.com, and he has a link at the bottom. I then responded a month later with, okay, I understand. However, what is this about Ray Santilli? And for those of you who've been studying the ufology regarding this subject, those have been the two names that people have been throwing back and forth all these years, Spyros Melaris and Ray Santilli. I then linked him with the two Wikipedias in case for some odd reason he didn't know what I was talking about, but that, of course, was very unlikely. Sure enough, he did. At which point he responded with, One more thing, Santilli registered the information on Wiki, and I have tried to correct it, but he controls that page. I've applied to take that page over, and this will happen after the legal stuff is cleared. That obviously takes time. That was his response. I said, okay, thank you for clearing that up for me. One more thing, what are your thoughts regarding the reality of the Roswell crash? This is when it gets interesting. He responded, I personally interviewed about 30 people who were at Roswell in 1947. Something did crash, and most of these people said it was very unusual. Some said they had never seen anything like it. My guess is that it was probably a new type of aircraft that was being kept secret by the Americans from the Russians. There are quite a few planes around now that are not the conventional plane shape. This could have been a prototype. No one really knows, and the eyewitnesses who said they saw alien bodies described them as thin gray with 4 fingers and a very thin neck, etc. When they saw my alien that is stocky and muscular, has a thick neck and 6 fingers and toes, etc., obviously very different, and they changed their story to say mine is what they saw. From that day, I don't believe any of them. I don't suppose we will ever really know what it was. The story was a good one, and that is why my hoax captured the imagination of the world. As I say, something did crash. There was a real event. I cannot tell you for sure if it was alien or not. Okay. He then wrote, is this anything to do with you? Who are you, by the way? So, we've had this much conversation before he even asks who I am. I respond with, this is former Department of Defense Special Ops Agent Richard Doty divulging the truth of the Corona incident as it is referred to by those in the compartmentalized special access projects, known publicly as the Roswell incident. I am the disclosure artist. I then linked him with an episode of Cosmic Disclosure where Mr. Richard Doty, if you don't know who that is, focus your attention on the documentary Mirage Men, available for free on YouTube, where he admits to gaslighting people who had genuine ET experiences while he was employed at the DoD into thinking they're crazy, so they suicide themselves and the truth never gets out. He subsequently appeared on numerous episodes of Cosmic Disclosure where he has mentioned that he saw a genuine Roswell film, and he thinks that the one that's out there could be genuine. I've personally seen 2 very different looking films out there myself. So after I responded, after he asked me who I am, he goes, I have seen many different accounts about what really happened, in all caps, in quotes, but I have seen a pattern where some people have created a story that made money from it. Majestic 12 papers spring to mind. Remember, there is the whole CIA email exchange with Dr. Kit Green, all of which is bogus, and we dispel the many areas that prove that these emails were faked. My point is that government officials have seen that there is money to be made after they retire. Okay. This sounds a lot like the Air Force personnel member that I had in my car. If you watch my video where I talk about my most interesting passengers ever, this is one of such individuals who, again, in addition to all of the other highly sensitive things he mentioned to me in the car, among them was that the public arena whistleblowers, and the word he used was dubious, are dubious, and I should not believe them. And this guy, who made $30 million off of the video that he captured the imagination of the planet with, is telling me that he believes that people are just taking the opportunity to make money as well. Doesn't mean the information is fake, it just means it's not theirs, and it did not perhaps happen to them. After this correspondence, I said, would you mind if I made a video detailing our correspondence? He asked, what would that look like? I to just me reading off our email exchange. I find the conversation fascinating. If not, no worries. I have a YouTube channel where I discuss all manners of truth, consciousness, and my own personal journey. I would like to dedicate one of my episodes to you. Do I have permission to read our correspondence? To which he responded, why don't you interview me? And that was the end of our exchange. And I left it at that because I'm considering interviewing this person, but I wanted to do a subjective introduction to our conversation where I'm neither leaning one way or the other. I understand this person's a magician as well, and could just as easily be working for the CIA, to keep the cap on the incident. Because when people believe something's being done about it, they don't go above and beyond what's being done. They look at the pinnacle of what's happening as, as the leader, and they fall in line, and they just let whatever happens. They let the chips fall where they may, and for that reason, nothing is ever really accomplished. No light's ever really shed, and the wheel just keeps on spinning. So until next time, this is the Disclosure Artist. I'm going to be perhaps interviewing this individual, and at that point, I'm thinking that the future of my work will be found in the form of podcast. That is, if this channel no longer stands. I've had many strikes. I've been censored. I'm extremely shadow banned. You can even type me in. I probably won't pop up. The more truth you have to say, the more they want to cover it up. So